Today, find out how you can lose 30 to 40 to even 50 pounds just by drinking more water. Hello my kings and queens, hello my lords and ladies. My name is Michael here with Build a Better Body, and today on Build a Better Body we're going to be talking about how to build up a better body, specifically how to shed excess weight just by drinking a little more water. Hippocrates once said, "Let food be your medicine and medicine be your food." I want you to remember, Albert Einstein once said, "We cannot solve problems with the same level of thinking we used when we created them." The intent of Build a Better Body today is to equip you kings and you queens with a different way of looking at your relationship with your fridge, your relationship with water, your relationship with sleep. And specifically, we're going to be honing in on our relationship with hydration and food. You know, animals eat to live, but people live to eat. And it just so happens that there is an inverse relationship between the amount of water we drink and the amount of food we eat. So what does that mean? You drink more water, you eat less food. You drink less water, you eat more food. Albert Einstein once said, "We cannot solve problems with the same level of thinking we used when we created them." How many of us have been frustrated, annoyed at all the various attempts we've made to improve our bodies, to give ourselves the new us that we want? Now, I want to give you something very simple and powerful and very inexpensive that you can use to transform who you are. The science says that there are up to 3 million new cases each year of obesity. The science also says that the prevalence of obesity is common from the ages of 0 to 14, but it becomes very common from 14 to the time you die. This also is the case with dehydration. You see, as we age, we go from becoming grapes to become like raisins. And what the body says when it experiences that thirst is it says you're hungry. At least we interpret it as hunger. Because the way we feel when we're hungry and the way we feel when we're thirsty in our stomachs our body doesn't send a different message. It sends the same message. And the place in the body that actually sends that message is actually the brain, because the brain is the boss. Although the brain is just 1/50th of all your body's weight, it actually uses up to 20% of all the resources because it's always working. Even in your sleep, it's working. So the brain is the command center of the body. It is the commander-in-chief, and it tells all the other areas of the body what to do. So it takes the lion's share. Now, what's interesting and what we've discovered is the brain is actually powered by hydroelectricity, like a dam that receives water, and it has turbines that spin when water rushes in. But when we are chronically dehydrated unintentionally, the body doesn't have enough water to exercise those turbines to cause and generate that electricity. So it has to revert to resource number 2, the backup, which is sugar. And sugar comes from food. But the body, what it wants to do with the food, it doesn't want to use the food as energy. It actually wants to use the food to build itself up. Implementing different proteins in different places so you can create new skin whenever the old skin dusts off, so you can create new blood cells, this, that, and the third. Now, when we don't drink enough water, what actually happens inside the body is the brain tells the body, hey, we need water, but we give ourselves food. And when we give ourselves food, the body says, okay, I'll take it. And when it takes it in, it injects 20% of all the nutrients After it's processed through the intestines and the liver, it injects 20% of all the nutrients to the brain. And the other 80%, it actually stores up as, you can guess it, right here in the love handles. Check this out. The upside of drinking water, once you hydrate yourself, not talking about other liquids like coffee or juice, I'm talking about pure water, okay? What has been discovered is we actually circulate in a 24-hour period 2,500 gallons worth of water throughout our body. And that takes up a lot of energy. So the body actually releases norepinephrine to strategic points in the body in order for that to take place. And releasing that when we drink water actually causes us to burn a little more energy. And where do we get that energy from? Well, we actually release something called lipase, which actually breaks down fat. Each and every single day, drinking enough water breaks down fat by releasing the enzyme called lipase to break down that fat. The science continues to say that if we drink a gallon of water a day, spaced out into 2 glasses of water 30 minutes before we eat, maybe in between meals about an hour after we eat, we would actually experience the results that many of us have keto fasted for, or fasted in different ways, or did intermittent fasting, because we actually wouldn't trigger our minds to say that, hey, we need food, because the body, the brain, would be supplied energy from hydroelectricity rather than carbs. And the hunger for carbs would actually go down. And the satisfaction that you get from eating the foods that you eat would go up, which means it would translate to not eating as much, which translates to not packing as much. You get it? Awesome. So, what are we saying? So, the scripture says in John 7:37, if anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. As the scripture has said, if anyone believes in me, out of his heart will flow rivers of living water. Well, the scripture says, let the one who thirsts come and drink of the water of life. The Spirit and the bride say come, in Revelation 22. And the invitation is for you to take up this challenge for the next week, just 1 week, or even the next 3 days. You tell me in the comment section below which one you choose. A week, and see how you feel if your energy levels don't go up, just by drinking 2 glasses of water 30 minutes before you eat, and 2 glasses of water in between meals, or half your body weight in ounces. I try to aim for a gallon. Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. But each day, I continue to hydrate. And I want to offer you the opportunity to give yourself the royal treatment of hydration through water specifically that you deserve. So you can shed off those excess pounds or build up a better body. So, remember, you're not sick, you're thirsty. And you're possibly not hungry in this very moment as you're watching this video. So the call to action is for us to go ahead and take 2 glasses of water to drink, even right now. And wait 30 minutes. If we're still hungry, drink a little more. If we're still hungry, let's go ahead and get a bite to eat. And find yourself busting fat or burning fat. Or give yourselves the royal treatment that you deserve. And find yourself in a position to eliminate preventable diseases such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, stroke, and certain types of cancers, which are all preventable by preventing the accumulation of fat in the body, which is all preventable by drinking more water. Thank you so much for watching. If the information presented to you today was appealing, I want to invite you to check out this book that I purchased. I don't get paid to advertise. I just believe in spreading around good information. It's a book called You're Not Sick, You're Thirsty by Dr. Batmanghelidj. He's a medical doctor who studied how the body works with water and the absence of water over 30 years or so. Remember, you can't solve problems with the same level of thinking we used when we created them. Thank you for watching. If this video today has given you something that is simple and implementable, and is giving you something practical that you can implement in your own life to give yourself the royal treatment that you deserve, and you have in mind someone who is a king or a queen in your life that also deserves royal treatment, that also would be willing to implement such information, I invite you to share, to like, to subscribe, to even turn on the bell so that you can get updates when the next video drops. Remember, you're kings and queens, so give yourselves the royal treatment that you deserve. So I'll see you next time.